And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
I like dexterity games, even though I'm just horrible at them, whether it's pulling out the little blocks in Jenga, watching the tower fall over, or whether it's flicking things around the track. I like them, I'm just really bad at them. But I'm always looking for something new. It seems like a lot of them are stack something so that it doesn't fall, or pull something out so that the thing doesn't fall, or either way you're trying to stop something from falling. This is a little bit different. This is a game called Climb. Now this is a game that's supposed to, the theme of it is climbing up a mountain. Well, how are you going to fit that in a box, especially this small? They actually do a pretty interesting job. Inside the box are several cards that have different shapes in these cards with different colors around the outside. The cards are numbered because the higher the number goes, the more difficult it is. Players are going to use these numbers to basically form a path up the mountain. This is the beginning of the path, and you'd eventually get up to the end of the path, which would then have the peak of the mountain. What you're doing is you're using this card to it shows you basically which finger goes in which color. And so that card's on the table, and you can see that card where it's going to be. And then let's say right here I got a black and a green. So I can start my journey with my thumb here in the black and my middle finger in the green, because that's what those are supposed to go. The more fingers I have down at any one point in time, the more points I'm going to get. But I'm never allowed to shift the cards or mess up, I have to have one finger on the table at all times. And I'm telling you, it's a lot more difficult than it sounds. I mean, I can tell you right now, again, like all dexterity games, I'm doing pretty bad. If I get my fourth finger here, and then move my thumb there, and look, I already moved these cards down here a little bit, and I fell off the mountain, and I died. And you can make the routes really as hard, as difficult as you want. There's some cards, like this one here, has a yellow and a green ring around it, so I'd have to get both my two middle fingers in that card. And all this comes together and just makes an absolutely fun experience, even though it may be a little bit too short to be incredibly fun. Now, the way this works is, you can play by yourself. It makes a perfectly fine solo game. You set up your own course, and you waltz along it with your fingers. Or you can play with other players. Each person takes a turn putting down a card to make the course up, and as the card numbers increase, like I said, they're much more difficult, and the spaces are smaller. For example, this is a 36 card, and you can see that the holes are smaller, and there's 3 of them, while if you go all the way down to numbers 2 here, it's just one big green. I mean, if you can't fit your big fat fingers in that, then you're having a problem. Why most people can. So the game is almost gimmicky in a sense. I mean, I'm not going to be people's, oh, did you bring Climb again? We love Climb. More, it's one of those, oh, that's a pretty neat game. No, let's try it again. That's the kind of reaction you're going to get from it. I mean, I think it's very neat. It's certainly refreshing to see something interesting and new like this. I don't know any other game where you're trying to, it's almost like playing Twister with just your hand. And that's fun, but it just doesn't last that long. This is the kind of game that I would have while people are showing up for a game night or something. I'd say, hey, you guys want to try this out? Or if I was really bored or had some kids and I said, hey, why don't you, here, I'll make this route for you. Why don't you see if you can climb up and see how many points you can get? It's very entertaining, but this is kind of the appetizer, something that you would get before the main course of the main meal. The cards are good quality. I mean, they move around pretty easy. My fingers are always knocking these cards around, but everything is very well designed. I like how the card shows you exactly which fingers to put where and how many points. I mean, look, there you get 10 points if all 5 fingers are down. I've never done that. I think I once got 4 fingers down, and almost immediately after I moved the card. Just an entertaining little game. Something interesting. You're looking for something unique to add to your collection and not yet another stack the Jenga tower dexterity game. This is a good one. It's very fast, easy, portable to carry around, small box, rules very simple to understand. I recommend it. Give it a try. I'm not ever going to be climbing any mountains anytime soon, but at least I can play this game. And I'll probably have, if my luck climbing mountains is as good as it is in this game, I'm still not going to be climbing mountains.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.